And both of these teams know if they survive and advance from here, a host of opportunities lie ahead. An iconic venue, Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge. It's the Ole Miss Rebels and the LSU Tigers. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Guys, the LSU head coach told me before the game, this will be a great test, a separator, the first conference game of the year with two teams that are undefeated. He knows that whoever wins this game will have a leg up in the standings, but more importantly, set the tone for the conference season. Back to you.
Thank you, Holly. Really looking forward to this matchup. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The keeper on the option. Still on his feet at the 40. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
After the big play to start, now they are on the move at their own 45. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Now we get a timeout taken by the Rebels. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Here's a give to Gibson. And they're able to get him down.
And that's back-to-back frustrating runs for this offense, man. They've got to... Better job. The big hog mollies up front. They got to create some lanes, somewhere to go. Now this offense is backed up in a 3rd down and long situation where they know they got to throw the football.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
It's always interesting to view the good teams, the teams that are ranked versus the teams that aren't ranked. And this defense, man, like, how do they play it today? I love that start, man. Coming out aggressive, flying around, playing like your hair's on fire, getting a sack to start this game, getting a little momentum on their side.
Caught behind the line. It's Harris. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time. So let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team.
Caught on the left side by Wilson. Smashes through the tackle. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Great job by the defense here, rallying to this wide receiver and making the tackle. He is dangerous. They don't want to let this receiver get behind them, but they know that when he makes catches, they better rally quickly and get this guy on the ground. He is fast.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Throwing, Sellers. Under fire. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams. We get to find out really quickly who's legit.
LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down.
Here we go. Go.
Reads it, fires complete.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
With the catch, it's Watkins. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. So they were getting up against the play clock, and they don't want the penalty. They'll take the timeout here. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. Play fake, Sellers. Skips away from pressure. Breaks into the open. Quarterback slides, and that is a punch to the gut to any defense to let a quarterback get out and move the sticks there. They'll run it. It's Durham. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Sellers. He's got it on the run. Good throwing catch. Takes it down in the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. LSU quick to the line. On third down, here's Durham. And he gets it right on the cusp. Maybe a few pebbles short of a first down in that football. I see the closed fist from the ref. It'll be fourth down.
Not able to pick up that first down, David, but if I'm them, I'm going again right here on fourth.
And I think you knew that on 3rd and 2, short yard situation. You got it close to 4th and inches. Now we're going to get this first down.
Deep in enemy territory, ball's at the 3. They can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown, and here they go on 4th and short.
Hey, kill it, kill it.
Timeout is called, and they got it just in the nick of time before the delay of game penalty. They burned a couple early, now down to just one timeout to work with. Ball is at the 3-yard line. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone, but they'll need to move forward here on 4th and short. It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
They are stuck deep in their own territory and trying to get out, opening the drive from their own 3. He's going to lose a yard on that one. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the second quarter. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Out of the gun, they'll run it with Gibson. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And what a great job by the defense here. First down, second down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both, and that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations, and now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
This offense really needs to get something going. Punt on the opening drive, and now a 3rd and 10 coming up. Pressure coming, and he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
And the Rebels will punt it away on 4th down. I'm not sure if he could have kicked it farther by using his knee, but it's not exactly the longest punt. And he is knocked down immediately after the catch. That punt coverage team had its hair on fire. So the LSU Tiger offense comes out to start this drive. On that last drive, 4th and goal didn't exactly work out. They really need to pay it off this time, Jesse.
And they were so anxious and eager to get back on the field. They know they left points on the board. They let that one get away from them. They look like they are pumped up and ready to go here.
And listen, it was a good drive, so you got to remember that. But they got to realize, I got to get points. When I get in those areas, I got to capitalize. And they wanted a touchdown last time. This drive, they can go make it happen.
And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Guys, you just say Magnolia Bowl, and it sounds elegant and pristine and reserved. And Ole Miss and LSU, anything but charges of clock malfeasance, downright cheating back in the old days just to get a leg up in this rivalry game.
It feels like they've been playing this game since the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleonic Law. They've been playing it forever down south in an area of the country where sometimes it just feels like it matters more. I can't wait to see what happens today.
And I love what Reese says, like cheating. Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And both these schools, obviously, so closely connected. Games are usually really, really good. A ton of talent on the field. Big bragging rights on the line.
The offense changing the play. Here's Sellers to throw. Snagged out of the air. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. Sellers to the air again. Right down the middle. Makes the grab. He makes the catch. He's knocked down immediately, but they'll have a goal-to-goal situation from the 8. Try to get it in with the run. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That's the sophomore running back there taking a look at, and Holly Rowe will let us know what's going on the sideline. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Sends it back in motion. Now the Tigers will take their final timeout of the half. And now they'll have to go the rest of the half with no timeouts remaining. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Throwing Sellers. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they closed the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Right back to him on the ground. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. Taylor wants to throw. It's incomplete, and he's lucky to get that one back. Almost intercepted.
It's amazing to think just how confident this offense was coming into this game. They thought they were going to go up and down the field throwing the football in this one. That has not been the case. They have not yet scored a touchdown in this one. They just threw an incompletion on 3rd down now, looking like they may have to punt. This offense has got to find their rhythm. But you've got to wonder about their confidence at this point of the game.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Sellers. The short hands. It's Harris. After the completion, we see there is a man down, and the clock will stop to check on him. So as they take a look at the injured player, we will take a timeout. The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short.
Ready. Blue 22. Kill. 886 bouncer. 886. Win.
He might want another play. The give to Caden Durham. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47. LSU right back to the line.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. He completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Finds his man. It's Watkins. At the 35, he's loose. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. Death Valley has a well-earned rep of being intimidating. It is nice to be the quarterback, to have everything on your side.
And have everything quiet. It's the loudest place by far that I ever played. I mean,
and the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on 1st down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. Here's Sellers to throw. On target. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
passing game, very effective on second down. What about here on third? Sellers on the play action. Makes the grab. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And that's really good tackling by this defense, man. Third down, understanding the sticks. And what you got to do is break on the football. That drag route comes open. He sees him. He throws it. Man, it does not stay open long because they break on the football with great tackling and force the fourth down.
Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. And he'll line this one up from 53 yards out and try to bang it through. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And that will extend their lead even further.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth, man. 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
Coming out with it, it's Gibson. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. Possession from their own 20. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down and nothing doing there.
I like the decision by the quarterback there. I mean, you'd like to think your receiver in space can make a linebacker miss, but that's just a better job tackling by the defense.
Trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. The run inside. It's Lacy. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Taylor wants to throw it. That's caught. It's Odom. Ole Miss calls its third and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half.
And, man, guys, we talked about this guy coming into the game, right? He's good, and he can catch the football. He can make plays. That's his first target on the day. And I think the defense is just as surprised as we are, but the offense definitely got to get this guy more involved.
The Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. Wants to throw it again. Rushes on him. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
Oh, and you just feel kind of like that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. He had him open, and he just overshot it a little bit. Man, those sting.
You blind.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Looking downfield very late in the half. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Men, notable storylines all across the sport today. So let's roll up our sleeves and get you updated here at Week 6. We start with Air Force taking on the number 20 team, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And it's the Falcons, able to pull off the upset in this one, but by the narrowest of margins. And I guess, well, there's no guessing, it's a win streak now, 2 in a row after this team started the season 1-2. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. And when your defense is performing like this, pitching a shutout, you want to find a way to reward them and help them out a little bit, David.
And I guess that's the upside for this offense. Their defense has been so good, but man, oh man, they've got to find something, Jesse, that they can hang their hat on, something they can do to move the football.
It just feels like at this point, they kick one more field goal, and this is ball game because of how well their defense is playing. So I think offensively...
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And that's the thing about this defense. Yeah, they may be losing the game right now, but they've got difference makers on that side of the football. They got guys that can step up like that, create havoc, get a sack, create negative plays. They're going to need more of that here in the second half if they're going to win this game.
So they'll try to salvage this drive on 2nd and long from the 12. Throwing, Sellers. Caught over the middle, it's Harris. And they pick up just a few on that completion. LSU quick to the line. Sellers from the gun on 3rd down. Here's the pressure. Got his man. They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming.
Well, they weren't throwing to the sticks on that 3rd down. They hit the drag route, and they get a nice gain, but that now sets up 4th down with more yards to go, and it's decision time. I think moving forward on 3rd downs, you got to start thinking about routes down the field.
Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. Rebels offense is back on the field. So they get the ball back after the defense forces a punt, and I'm sure they tried to make some adjustments at halftime after a little bit of a rocky first half. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Whistle sounds, but they get the timeout called just before the delay of game. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. And now on 2nd down for this offense. That's caught. It's Cunningham. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Will be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
And he made that look easy, but it's not. I think one of the hardest things to do is tackle these quick, shifty wide receivers in the open field. Nice job getting that sucker on the ground.
Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. And want to make sure they get this 4th and 3 play right, so they'll take a moment and think it over with a timeout. And they'll have to be very judicious as they only have 1 timeout remaining. And the Rebels looking to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Blasted as he lets it go. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And the Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to Jared Gibson.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Odom. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. Taylor wants to throw. Quick completion on the out route. They're working their way toward midfield. He's out of bounds at the 46. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
The Rebels have their offense in high gear. Running inside. It's Lacy.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll run it with Gibson. He got penetration to make the stop in the backfield, and they gave back that 4 they just gained. It's 3rd and 10.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Third down is coming. Now a little bit farther to go after the penalty. Taylor wants to throw it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
It's It's a nice effort by the running back, but in that third and long situation, just too much work for that running back to convert that third down. Really, nice job. Got to give the defense credit. They surrounded him, got him to the ground.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on fourth down. On fourth down, going to the air. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
I like the idea to go for it there on fourth down. You're basically at midfield, and you've got confidence in your guys to be able to go out. You've got experience in this offense. Guys have made these types of plays before. That time, the defense stepped up, they bowed up, and made a better play and take over. Now you need your defense to get on the field in a sudden change situation and get you the football back.
He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Tigers racing to the line in the hurry up.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to...
It's a running room. Powers through. Touchdown, Tigers. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back. These guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Lacy. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Just watching the clock drain away in this one. It's all but in the books. Let's take a look at the top 25, and this game might have an impact on these rankings next week. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Ole Miss calls its third and final timeout. And they'll have to navigate the rest of this game without being able to stop the clock. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Handoff for Jarrett. Might have a chance. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
And he finally breaks one. They get rewarded. They've been trying to run the football, Palmer, but just haven't had success all day.
Yeah, and the staff never gave up on him too, right? They kept giving him opportunities, and maybe that's the run that starts to open things up here later in this game for this guy.
Gives it on the option. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. They'll go with a direct snap. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
And nice job on 2nd down. Maybe you're expecting a pass, but sticking the run in there, catching them off balance a little bit, getting a big gain, getting the first down.
The Rebels will line it up on 1st and 10. Here's Gibson one more time. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
Taylor wants to throw. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Makes the grab right along the back of the end zone.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the extra point was good. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. They'll start on the ground with Durham. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Hey, kill it. Kill.
Wants to adjust the pattern.
39 Albatross.
Caden Durham again. Nice move there. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a 1st down.
Kill. 949 Rockstar. 9 Copper. Go.
Sellers. Pulls it in. It's Durham. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10.
Blue 85. Hey, kill it. Switch it. Magic.
Motion from the wide receiver. Handoff, Durham running left. Oh, he's got some space. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Tiger. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. Saw a crease, nothing but green grass and opportunity, and he flashed through it for 6.
And when you can get 30-plus yards out of your running back and he can make big plays like this, man, it's hard to call a lot of passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the Rebels come out to get this drive started. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this ball game. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Twin receivers on both sides of the field. It's 2nd and 4. Flips it out on the screen. Makes a man miss. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass, then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
I know it hasn't been the type game statistically this running back was hoping to have up to this point. He's been getting shut down. Finally, he's able to break through for a big one. And sometimes, you know, it just takes one. It takes one run like that to get his confidence back, to get the offensive line's confidence back. Let's see what happens with this offense now moving forward.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to Jarrett Gibson. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
Taylor wants to throw it. With the catch, it's Cook. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. They got him, and down he goes, and what a huge sack that might have knocked him out of field goal range.
I got to give this defense a lot of credit. They were very confident coming into this one, even though they were going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. They're confident because they believe in their ability to get to him, and they've been able to do that in this game. There's another sack here late.
And guys, hold that thought just a second because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. How in the world could they let that happen, and how in the world did they pull it off? That was 4th and a mile, and they got it.
I mean, what a clutch play by this offense. Listen, understanding, a small throw is not going to get it done. A deep ball down the field, give yourself a chance to make a play, and by gosh, they do it.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Now improvising. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Well, this defense has just had this QB's number all game long. We're here in the 4th fourth quarter, and still he's not able to set up in the pocket. He gets flushed to the outside, nothing open, and it's an incompletion.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Defense uses a timeout. The clock stops with 17 seconds left. It's 3rd and 5. Taylor wants to throw. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
And that's kind of what we've seen from this offense all game long, man. It's been hard. It's been a struggle, and receiver and quarterback just not on the same page. Somebody out wide needs to step up, needs to make some plays for their QB because they're in a huge hole, and they need some explosive passing plays.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Throw to the end zone, picked off.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Balmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
Quick spin on the run. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. The